It's September. If you have children, they've gone back to school and there's that new, fresh back to school energy in the air. And it's got people thinking about fresh starts or giving one last oomph before the end of the year, and I am no exception. So with 4 months left of 2025, I'm going to see what I can do. Hello, welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name's Kim. This is the Coffee and Craft Chat where I drink coffee, I sometimes craft, I'm still not crafting, I'm still too tired. Well, I'll get to that. There's no craft, but today's chat is 100% influenced by the fact that I am buzzing. Short story, long story short, short story shorter. This past year I have been juggling my business, which is Beech Tree Handmade, and I have bits dotted around that I sell, handmade products, shop, you get my drift. And of course this YouTube channel. And then there was this Patreon, which I'll talk about in a second. But there was a lot of things to do with my business that I had to juggle alongside homeschooling my kid. It was interesting. However, she's gone back to school. Oh, that sounded a bit manic. I mean, I do feel it, so I guess that's apt. But it means that it's the start of September and I have rocked up full of beans, full of plans, and because I have recently shut down my Patreon, full of time. Is that a thing? It is. It's a thing now. Now this doesn't mean that I just want to fill up the space that I've created with things, but I do have plans. Don't tell the universe, because it likes to shit on my plans. But now that I have more time on my hands, and since launching my latest shop update, which was last week, that already feels like such a long time ago, I wanted to talk about something because, well, one thing, when I launched my collection, I usually do it so that I make a consistent amount of sales from it over the course of 2 to 3 months. I think in this case I did 2 months. Hang on, where are we? September, October? 3 months. I like to give my collections 3 months to sell out. I'm not a kind of launch things and try to sell out within 24 hours kind of girly. That's too stressful. So I launched a collection of items and it got off to a really good start. And what really interested me, and this is kind of why I thought I'd make this particular video, is that I noticed that all of my sales came from 2 sources. My mailing list, which is why I still bang on about mailing lists, and this YouTube channel. And that's interesting. That latter bit is interesting because I haven't really pushed it out here. I've mentioned that I've been working on it, but I haven't full on promoted it. I think I dropped 1 promotional post on the community tab after the launch was launched. But other than that, there was nothing. And I remember noticing this too on my other YouTube channel. So again, short story shorter, I had another Beech Tree Handmade YouTube channel and it's still there if you want to go and see it. I'm not doing anything with it though, so it's kind of abandoned. But that was the channel where I shared my vlogs and my more behind the scenes of my own business, because I noticed that that kind of content didn't do well on this channel. So I created another channel, which was 1 channel too many. So that's why I'm not touching it anymore. But even then, even though it was a much smaller channel, it's not monetized, I had under 500 subscribers at the time, I still noticed that the majority of my sales came from both, again, my mailing list and that channel, which is why I love YouTube. It's why I rock up all the time, even though it's hard bloody work. And it's why I keep on talking about it to other people and saying, if you're up for the hard bloody work, then it is worth it still, which is saying something for platforms, because often you'll find that platform is great and then over time it dies off. And so far, touch wood, YouTube seems to be the one that I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. It's consistent. We'll choose consistent. And the reason why I'm so energized today is because, well, partly caffeine, if I'm being brutally honest, and partly because now that I have all of this time on my hands, I'm giddy with it, can you tell? It's occurred to me now that I can take a step back from sort of like the teaching aspect of it, which is what I did on my Patreon, which again, the membership has closed down now. And so I can be the student once more, and I can focus that energy, instead of helping other people grow their channels, I can focus it on mine and my shop. Because obviously I have been focusing on it over the past year, but I've only had a certain amount of time to do that. And it meant having to let a lot of things go and not being able to do all of the things that I wanted to do on it and not really be able to get as into the weeds with it as I wanted to. But now I can. I'm going to be unstoppable. I'm not. I'm still perimenopausal. I still get tired. I still have to parent and do all of the things. I will be very stoppable, but I will have more time and more energy, and that counts. So why am I telling you this? Well, because I'm wondering if there's anybody else here who also fancies dipping into that sort of new start energy and using the next 4 months to try and push forward and complete any goals that you gave yourself earlier this year, because a lot can happen in 4 months. And I do like setting myself goals, because the way I see it, even if I don't hit them, if I aim towards them, I'm a lot closer to them than I was than if I didn't try anything at all. You know, that aim for the moon and you'll hit the stars, that's not it. Aim for the moon and you'll land amongst the stars. Aim for the big goal, and even if you don't hit it, you'll still end up in a good place. That's the gist. So, I have 3 aims, goals that I'm going to go for. The first one is my channel membership. Now that I have more time, I want to dedicate more of that time to improving the content that I make for channel members. I did speak on this on the last video that I made for the channel, which was last week. The last couple of months have been a bit scrappy and very yappy, because that's kind of all I had. Again, if you're a channel member, you'll know all about this because you'll have seen the videos. But going forward, I would like to make them longer and show more behind the scenes. So more vloggy type content, more B-roll, just more interesting, and make it something that's worth waiting for. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. There is a buzzard sitting in the tree in the field across the way, and there's a magpie who's not happy. It's just jumping from branch to branch trying to get it to go away, and it's not having any of it. Where was I? Channel member videos, that was it. And channel members, I did actually ask you in the last video if there was anything else that you wanted to see from me. So if there is, head on over and let me know. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I want to make these videos more interesting to watch as well, for just the ones that I put up every week on the main channel. Don't worry, the talking head content is not going anywhere. I say that because over the years I have gotten feedback that people actually like these videos, but I always worry that they're a bit boring. The vlog content doesn't tend to do as well here, but I do think it makes these videos more interesting if I go down the show don't tell route, which means just adding a bit more b-roll. And so my plan is to just try and make these videos a bit more interesting for you to watch, not just listen to as well. I did try to lean more into this at the start of the year, and I did manage it, but again, time was an issue. So over time, it kind of fell by the wayside, but I want to get back into that a bit more here for you. And then thirdly and lastly, and weirdly, I'm going to go onto Patreon and I'm going to go through my own videos. I did start doing that, and it made me realise that there's some good stuff there actually, if I do say so myself. And I just want to make sure that I'm applying everything to my own channel, because I do realise that I have let a lot of things go. I know I said I had shut down the membership, but what I've done is I have got all of the content, which turned out to be about 10 hours long, and my computer cannot handle one big video of 10 hours in length. So I ended up having to cut it down to 4 separate videos, which I've put on the Patreon for anybody to watch, but I have made them affordable. So I think they're £5.50 each, which I'm not sure what that is in dollars, $7-ish. One thing that's not affected by tariffs. And I've also put what's covered in each video on the thumbnail. I did also put it in the description, but I think you can't read the description until after you've paid. So I wanted to make sure that anybody can go and just check it out, see if they wanted anything, and then decide. So if I'll stick a link to that in the description if you're interested. But that stuff I have started going through, and I'm just going to sort of, I kind of remember what I said, so I just need to run through it. And I've made some notes, and I've got a list of things that I want to do, you know, the boring analytics to look at and just find out where I sit in the scheme of things now. So I will be doing that to give my own channel a little bit of an audit and some TLC. And I said this on the membership last week, but it just feels really nice to be in that position now where I can focus on my own business and my own channel to that degree, instead of having to look at other people's to that degree. And I'm just really looking forward to it. So over the next 4 months, that on this, as far as this YouTube channel goes, is my plan. Longer, vloggier, hopefully more interesting videos for the membership, more interesting videos for this YouTube channel, and then just to give my own channel a bit of an audit and just tidy up where necessary. Okay, my battery just ran out, so I'm taking that as a gift from the universe to wrap this up. And also because I've said everything that I needed to say. So, 4 months left. Did you set yourself any goals this year that you haven't yet met? If so, then why don't you join me and try and push on for the next 4 months and see how close to hitting those goals that you can get. That's what I'm going to try and do. I've told you what my plans are for this YouTube channel, and at the end of the year I will look back and share my progress. I'm not sure if it will be here on this main channel or over on the membership, because I am planning on doing a sort of goal review video for the membership, so it might be a better fit there, but I'll see how things go. I'll see you next week. Ta-ra.